Hello, and welcome to this installment of Ask Dr. Shane. Today I'm going to talk to you about why there's no future in loving a married man. Kind of being the side chick, if you will. Before I go any further, let me say this is not to be mistaken for psychotherapy or my professional advice. It's just things that I've learned in research and my experiences in therapy that I'm sharing with you. And that's a disclaimer. So, why there's no future in loving a married man? Statistically, Dr. Gottman actually did research on this, and of couples that were involved were either the man or the woman were married and they were involved in an affair with an extra partner, or extramarital partner, that is. Only 7% of those couples make it down the aisle to get married. One. Of the 75% end in divorce. That's right, 75%, which is an amazingly high number. So, what I want to say to you is why that happens, according to research and according to my experience. First, there's a disconnect between the expectation of what it's going to be like and the reality of what it's like. Because ultimately, you still got to work through problems. And part of the reason that the person was generally unfaithful with their original partner is it was more fun to be with you than to work through their marital problems. So you still have to do that, and the fantasy, the great sex, the kind of adrenaline rush of finding a place to meet and elope and all of these type of rendezvous. That excitement isn't your day-to-day life. So there's a big disconnect gap between expectation and reality. Second is trust. And I've seen this play itself out in some amazing ways, but neither party trusts each other. The party that cheated and the partner that cheated with the other party. So I've seen that be a real corrosive type of a thing. I know I had a couple where they both were cheating, and they decided to divorce their partners, and they got together and they came into my office. And one of their big challenges was she couldn't accept that he was being honest with her. She says, well, you lied when we originally met. In reality, they both were lying to each other and their spouses and themselves in all likelihood. She said, well, you said you would call me back at night, and sometimes you wouldn't call me back, and sometimes that really bothered me. And he's like, I was married. I couldn't call you back. My wife was here looking at the phone, breathing down my neck. Well, it developed a real trust problem for her. And so I say all that to say these trust challenges don't just go away. Once your introduction to someone is of them misleading others or misleading you, or you see them on the phone and they're with you and they tell their spouse that they're at the post office, that never goes away. The third thing is, how do you infuse yourself into their family, particularly if you're known as the home wrecker, but definitely if they have children, because the children have to make a loyalty choice. They're going to choose you, or they're going to choose their mother or father who is hurt and is devastated in all likelihood. Chances are they're not going to choose you. Also, the person's mother or father, those people most important to them, uncles, aunts, have a challenge now saying, wow, I was attached to Mary, and along comes Mary Jane, who I think, was involved with him while they were married and played a role in them being married, not being married any longer. How do I embrace that person? So those are the challenges if you are with somebody and they're unavailable, or they are married and you're thinking, wow, what's my future like? Just the troubles and concerns I've seen that make loving a married man or woman, and whatever the case might be, a very, very, very difficult path, and one that frequently ends in pain and disappointment for you in all likelihood. Not here to pass judgment, not here to say what's right or wrong, just tell you what I find in therapy. Thanks for tuning in to Ask Dr. Shane, and if you want to know more about my work, go to www AskDrShane.com. Make it a great day.